Welcome back to No Can Do. If you're new here, my name is Clara. On this channel, we believe that you don't have to be an expert to try something new. So today I'm gonna try something that I've never done before, chalk painting an upholstered fabric chair. Yes, you can paint upholstery. You can paint upholstery. If you like a dramatic before and after, if you like DIY projects, stick around to the end of the video for the big reveal. Honestly, I was shocked with how it turned out. Good afternoon, welcome to another episode of Clara's Chairs. This one is gonna be a wild one for a couple reasons. One, this chair's insane, and two, I'm about to cut my hair today, so half of this video I will have normal hair, and the other half I will have probably a bald head. So here we go. We got this chair for free off of OfferUp, and it's wild. It doesn't have a skirt on it, so we don't have to worry about that. It looks like it probably got ripped off at some other point. Might need to staple that up a little bit, but otherwise the leg's look in pretty good shape. The color is insane because it's kind of like a purplish grayish, super faded, but that was the original color, as you can see on the other side of the chair. So I'm not sure how much of that is dust and how much of that is actually just faded, or what's dirt and what's not. So I'm a little grossed out, but I'm also a little excited. I just finished cleaning that chair, and I have determined that it's super faded. So it was also pretty dirty. I will show you the dirty water tank because it was really gross, but I think that most of what's happening on this chair is just really faded from the sun. So I'm thinking I might need to dye it or paint it, and I've never done that before, so now I need to do some researching. Maybe it was a chair that was kept outdoors, I'm not sure. But I mean, that's just such a huge stark difference between what wasn't exposed to sunlight and what was. So I don't think there's anything I can do with the chair as it is to be able to sell it, because only this side is not faded. The back is like medium and this side is extremely faded. So I don't think I can sell a two-toned chair. So I think I'm gonna need to dye it or paint it, and it's gonna be a whole other adventure. Oh, I said I'd show you the dirty water. It's really gross. I'm holding that up to the light, just by the way, and it is opaque. Hello! It is the next day. As promised, I shaved my head, and here I am with this chair that I'm gonna keep working on. So let me show you again a little bit more detail of the chair now that it is clean. The chair is clean, but it is in rough shape because it is so faded and got so damaged by the sun bleached. But that's okay, because I've decided I am going to paint this chair with chalk paint. I have all the tools I'm going to need. I have Annie Sloan Burgundy Chalk Paint. I have a tub of water. Gonna mix 2-to-1 water to paint. I have a chalk paint paintbrush that I need to get wet. I have gloves. I have a paint mixing stick, water spray bottle, and then I also have sandpaper sanding sponges. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I have never done this before. I've watched some other YouTube videos about how to chalk paint upholstery or upholstered furniture, and I'm excited to see how it goes. So you'll be learning right along with me. If I make some big catastrophic mistakes, then you'll get to see those mistakes. Mistake number one is that I don't know where my blue painter's tape is. I really should be taping off these legs so they don't get paint on them. But I do happen to know that I will be sanding and restaining these legs later, so I'm not too worried about it. So now that I have the paint all mixed up, roughly a 2-to-1 ratio, I'm gonna go ahead and spray just a little bit of the fabric. Apparently you want it pretty wet. So I'm gonna spray that, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my brush and start painting. Ooh, I like that color. So what I hear is that you're really kind of wanting to dye the furniture more than you are actually painting it, especially because you don't want it to have like a rough texture. Oh, I need to keep spraying though. So I finished the first coat of the chalk paint and it went on pretty nicely. I sprayed the water, I put on the chalk paint, and then I sanded with a sanding sponge. So I'll show you what the first coat looks like. And I'm gonna let it dry, go pick up some more chairs, and then paint another layer. So here it is, it's gonna dry. You can see there are a few patches that I didn't get very well on the first try, so I'm gonna have to go back and get those. And in some places it is a little like patchy, I guess. But I'm not too worried about that because I know I'm going to need to do some more coats. But overall, this is just looking so much better than the weirdly grayed, sun-damaged chair that I had about half an hour ago. So I'm super excited about it. I think that once I get a couple coats on, it's gonna look really, really nice. So yeah, I have finished the first coat. It has dried. It took a couple hours, and then I was also super impatient, so I may or may not have dried it with a hairdryer, which I don't need to use anymore. Overall, there are some kind of like patchy spots or spots that I just don't think look great. So I'm definitely gonna do another coat just so it's a little bit more even. All right, it's the next day. The second coat of paint has dried. Here's what we got. Dun, da, da, da. I think this looks really good. It looks really rich, and I just love the color. It's pretty evenly coated all the way around the chair. I think the fear with chalk paint is that because you're painting fabric that it might get crunchy. And I will say that it is a little bit crunchy in a few spots, but I know that I can fix that just by going through with a little bit of sandpaper or a sanding sponge, and that will soften it right up. Yeah, so just like 5 seconds of that and it's already completely softer than the part that feels a little bit crunchy. We are going to sand the legs of this chair now, and then a little bit later, we will stain the legs. What do you got to say about sanding?
Oh God.
So the paint is drying on the cushion. We sanded the legs of this chair, and now I'm just gonna wipe them down with a cloth and then stain them. And to stain them, I'm using this mini wax wood finish, which is in dark walnut. So let's see how it goes. This chair is fully dry from its 2 different layers of chalk paint, and I have sanded it. And what I noticed is after I sanded it, that there's quite a bit of pink dust coming up. So if I go ahead and I wipe it with my paper towel, you can see that there is some pink dust coming up. So I don't like that. I don't want it to get on people's clothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a multi-step process. I'm going to vacuum this, and then I'm going to try and seal it with something called liquid patina, and I will walk you through that. But first up, I'm gonna vacuum. So I vacuumed the couch, and I think it's a little better, but let's test it. Still a little bit of pink coming off. I got this Debbie's Design Diary DIY liquid patina, and it is a transfer gel, top coat and decoupage medium all in one. I'm gonna use it, of course, as a top coat. I'm gonna dilute this in water and put it in the spray bottle using some funnels. And then I'm gonna work it in with this scourer. So we'll see how it goes. Here is a spray bottle with the liquid patina that I diluted with water, and I guess we're just gonna give it a go. I do not know how this will be, but I'm told to use a sanding sponge or something like this to go ahead and work it into the fibers. I'll let you know. Liquid patina sprayed on everywhere and sponged in. Really try to work it into the fabric. There is a little bit coming off still, but I'm hoping that once the clear liquid patina dries, that there won't be any pink residue. I still need to do the back of the chair here and the cushion, but I have to go to work. I have an actual job, believe it or not. So I'm gonna go do that and then see how this dries. So now it's time for the big reveal. I've let this chair sit in my apartment for a couple weeks. Chalk paint has a curing time of up to 30 days. I wanted to make sure that no paint would come off, so I'm putting this to the test. I'm wearing white pants. I'm gonna sit on the chair and see if any pink burgundy paint or residue comes off. So let's talk numbers. I got this chair for free. I spent $37 on the Annie Sloan Chalk Paint, but I only used about half of it. So let's say $18 of the paint. I also bought the liquid patina for $18.50, but again, I only used half of it. So let's say $9. And then I could average that I spent probably $10 on other things like paintbrush, sandpaper, sanding blocks, things like that. I already had some of the other materials. So all in, I'm at about $36 on this chair. I'm going to list it on Facebook Marketplace. I will probably list it for $120, maybe go down to $100, see what I can get. I don't have it listed in time for this video, but make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll put my link down in the description, and I'll let you know if and when I'm able to sell it. That's it from me today. Make sure to let me know down in the comments what type of project do you think I should try next. You don't have to be an expert to try something new. I hope that this video inspired you to be creative in your own home and to try something out. I'll see you next time.